That was a bit of a faff on to get here. That is so frustrating. I made it to Dagenham Dock, which is not where I want to be at all. I took the wrong train now. Got on at West Ham and I just thought it was a direct train from there to UPMINSTER. I don't know what time the next train is. Anyway, right, I'll see you back at UPMINSTER, where I should be. Anyway, through some wrong trains and all things whatever in between later. Hi, my name is Matt and welcome to day 15 of Runderground. We are outside of UPMINSTER. I'm in green, which only means one thing. I'm running the district line. Today we're going to be finishing over at West Ham. It's about 23-24 kilometers, so it's not too long then compared to other runs we've done previously. As usual, I'm going to get my route sorted and then we shall get started. One take. The route is all ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So we got to our first station on the line, UPMINSTER Bridge. We are 1.19 kilometers in. All right, let's keep it moving. Quite pleasant to have a bit of trail out here. Wasn't expecting this. Pleasantly surprised. Perfect, so we're outside of HORNCHURCH, so 3 kilometers have elapsed exactly. It was actually the first place where sound was measured, if I'm not mistaken. Elm Pike Station, 4.95 kilometers so far. Parkrun watch. There is a nearby parkrun called Harrow Lodge. Now this parkrun I did a couple of years ago now. So this next bit takes us on to what's called the Chase Nature Reserve. And from what I remember, it is rather beautiful. All right, let's go. Who'd have thought? Fresh brambles in London? I'd have never known. So right now we're running parallel to the district line over to our next station at Dagenham East. Sick. The safer end to get to the country park is probably Dagenham East. Reason being is that you can cross this road here at the traffic lights, whereas over near Elm Park there's not really a proper pedestrian crossing. If you are doing this, just be really careful, that road is pretty busy. Alrighty, so we're heading over now to our next station, where I think we're just going to be on tarmac now. Dagenham HEATHWAY, 10.95 kilometers. I will say that bit from Dagenham East to here was really boring. It was really boring. It was boring. Alright. UPNEY station, 15.25 kilometres so far. Once we get to Barking, we're just going to be following the Hammersmith and City line, but in reverse. Let's keep it rolling because it is quite busy around here. Parkrun watch. Barking Parkrun. Really flat. It's a 2-lapper. It's really enjoyable. Love the volunteers there. It's a great energy. Barking Parkrun. So I feel like as if I'm having to take this a little bit easier. Reason being is that I feel my hips are hurting. My hips aren't lagging.
Okay, work.
Now, but for real, my hips are beginning to ache just a little bit, so I'm just keeping a close eye on them, just making sure that I'm not pushing them too much. Other than the hips, feel great. Upton Core 2.77, wait, no. Upton Park 20.96 kilometres. We've only got, I think it's just over 2 kilometres remaining. Not bad going. Alright, so we've got 2 more stops. We've got PLAISTOW, and then we've got our final stop on the line, which is, of course, West Ham. PLAISTOW 22.61 kilometres. Now our next stop on the line is West Ham, where we are going to be finishing this section of the district line today. How long do we have left? We have 1.3 kilometres remaining. Alrighty, let's keep on rocking over to West Ham, and then we're going to talk about the route. Alright, so here we are, West Ham. We've just made it. Alright, now I'm going to get changed as usual, and then we're going to talk about that section of the district line. I just want to show you my brief setup right now with the absolute clownery that is this right now. I mean, what is going on? Anyhow, before I start talking about the district line, I do actually want to say a massive thank you for your lovely words from last week's video when I was talking about the Victoria line. If you're not familiar, I was running through central London during lockdown, which I recognise was very naughty. However, I couldn't not document it, and so I was really apprehensive with sharing that video, and for those of you that have been very supportive, thank you. For some reason, I was going through the comments and some of you thought, okay, right, so to give a bit of context. So I said that I would leave a clue somewhere in the video as to what line I'd be doing next week. Some of you thought that I was going to be doing the overground, and I just want to know where it was that you got that from. So I actually placed a clue when I was at Victoria Station. It was when I was looking at the suburban railway map, and I said, oh, look at that. I can't remember what it was for bit. I've never seen that before. I've seen that. However, I did put a clue in. It was impossible to find. If you did find it, I mean, props to you, because if I'd have been guessing, I would have had no idea where it was. However, the actual clue itself, I did place it on the CCTV, and yeah, it is literally impossible to find. I don't know how it was that anyone would have been able to find it. I don't know why it was that I thought that anyone would have found it, but if you did, props to you. Seriously, props. I know that I didn't mention this in my video from last week, however, with all the stats and everything, I am going to put them on screen right now. So this is the total distance and elevation, yada yada yada, and the overall position of the Victoria line in comparison to the other lines that have been run so far. I am going to place here somewhere. So from what I remember, it is currently 7th place, which is last. make do with that as what you will. Talking about the district line today from UPMINSTER over to West Ham, I am going to put the relevant stats here. Shazam, kapow, whatever, the stats are there. I would say the most straightforward section was probably from UPMINSTER over to HORNCHURCH. Reason being is that it was pretty hard to get lost, and I thought that some of the other bits were quite complicated, especially from Elm Park over to Dagenham East, like the bit around the trail. I thought that that bit was really hard to navigate, and especially there were some bits which I wasn't sure what was private land or not. So if you are planning on doing this, just take that into consideration. And I think you can even see on my Strava in particular, the route that I take, you can see where I go up and then I come back on myself and I just find a way around it, because yeah, some of it was on private land. So if you are planning on doing this, it is something to consider. Tune in next week where I am going to be finishing more of the district line from West Ham. As usual, if this is the type of content that you are interested in, do feel free to subscribe down below, where I release a new video every midday Monday. And if you wish to follow me on social media, you are indeed more than welcome to. Thanks again for watching this episode of Runderground. My name is Matt, and I shall see you next week. Bye.
Runderground.